So we're going to start with your feet about hip distance apart. Arms just down by your side. Making sure that your feet, you feel all parts of your feet, so you're not rolled in and you're not rolled out, you're not forward to your toes or back on your heels. And you want your knees not locked straight back, but just a little contraction of the back of the knee muscles to hold you up. Find your neutral spine position, pull in the abdominals. Arms just rest by your side, and your head is nicely just stacked right on top of your head. So your shoulders are down and relaxed. And from here, we're going to start warming up the spine by taking a side bend. Let your head tilt over as well. Reaching the middle finger towards the side of the knee. Try to inch your way down and the knees up, and then come to the other side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, lean. So inhale up, exhale, lean. Inhale up, exhale, lean. Now from here, we'll do a couple more, and then we're going to move our feet with the lean. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Checking that your chest stays pointed straight ahead. You're not rolling forward with the shoulder here. One more each side. And last one. Actually, we're going to come over now and step one foot towards the other so you get a little balance. Keep the foot down, other foot down. And then you're going to step and tap. So it's a step, touch the other foot, step, touch the other foot. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. Come back to the center. You're going to take your upper body and rotate it left and right. Arms are just sort of lightly swinging as you turn. Now you're turning your chest towards the opposite wall. And begin to bring your arms up a bit. Like you're going to go into a letter T. Now they're doing less of a swing, and more nice, stable sort of T position as you come back to the front. Let the arms move with your body. So you don't want to let the arm move back if your body's not rotating back. One more each side here. And then your hands are going to come to behind your head. Still keeping that nice abdominal contraction, a little upper ab curl. So rib cage or cage is pulled down just slightly, not bent, but avoiding lifting the chest up. And now again, rotating left and right and left. And we're going to add our little tap to this. So you're going to go to one side, tap, step, touch, step, touch. So moving, keeping the elbows open wide the whole time. One more each side. Come back to the center. We're going to put those together into a side bend, up, rotate in the opposite direction, and back to center. So you're going to side bend, whatever way you're bending to the side, you're going to rotate away from that side, center. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good, one more. Exhale, last one. Go back to the center. I'm gonna rotate the other way and side bend the other way. Side bend, up, rotate. Side bend, oh yeah, and rotate. feeling that opening along the side of your body. Just going to where you're comfortable, where you feel that stretch. One more. Elbows are wide still. Come back, bring your arms out to the side. Make small circles with the arms. We're into our Pilates circles, but you want to bring your feet together. You're moving from the shoulder, so your wrists aren't going by themselves, the elbows aren't going. You want to keep a nice straight arms, like you're a letter T. Check in that your shoulders aren't up near your ears. Keep your shoulders down. Rotate, rotate, rotate. You're going to inch your feet out into a Pilates V. So that's heels together, toes out, and you're going to reverse the direction. And you can lower the arms down just a small amount into this low letter V position, your tent shape or triangle shape. And now press the toes into the floor to help your heels lift a bit. And to make your circles a little small. And reverse direction of the shoulders. Keep pulling the inner thighs together, heels together, knees together, and slowly lower down. Let's bring the arms down, and then bring the arms into a rounded position, like you're holding a big beach ball with your hands a little lower than your chest. And you're gonna open up, opening up the chest, and then close. Shoulders stay down, opening up. Inhale, exhale, close. Open. So we're in our hug, Pilates hug position. You're gonna press the toes into the floor. Just keep the toes pressed. Don't lift the heels quite yet. And you're gonna lean forward a little bit. So if I come to the side, I'm giving myself a little forward lean as I open and close, and open and close. Remember, your Pilates V does not need to be really wide. It could be a little narrow. No, need to be in a first position in ballet. You're gonna keep pressing the toes into the floor, and now lift your heels only so much that you can slip a magazine under your heels. Pulling your abdominals up and in, so your back's not going out, your butt's not going out. Going up and in, and hold this position. Lower, lift the heels, so you come a little higher than sticking a magazine underneath your heels. But you want to keep the heels together, and you're holding this nice hug position. Toes press to lift, to lift, to lift. And you're gonna come up and slowly, slowly lower down. Open the arms, lower down. Shoulders roll up, back and around. And up, back, and around. And from here, you're gonna make yourself come back into this nice parallel position. Toes pointed straight ahead, hips in line with your toes. Toes are spread. Open the toes up. I'm gonna turn to the side because we're going to work up through the spine now in a hinge position. So we're hinging at our hips, but the spine is nice and straight. So we're looking down and then just coming up slightly. Knees are staying straight and you're bending just at your hips. The spine is staying nice and straight the whole time. So you're engaging the abdominals, pulling up and in, and then bowing over. I'm just gonna move my arms back so the arms are in line with my body. And then I'm gonna come right back up. I'm turning my palms to the back and then bowing forward again. Head looks straight down into the floor and then lift up. Inhale, exhale, lean. So we're working on our spinal position in standing because we're standing a lot more, sitting up a lot more than we're laying down in the real world. And we need that spine to work and those muscles to be strong when we're in this upright position. Okay, so now we're gonna move the arms a bit, gonna come back, come over. Again, pulling up and into those abdominals, take the arms away from your body. Palms are pressing towards the ceiling. Neck is nice and long. So don't look at me, look straight down at the floor. Pull in your behind muscles, pressing your entire foot into feet into the floor for 4 more. 3, 2, straight elbows, 1. Take the arms, reach them up so they're over your head, upper arm in line with your ears, and then stand up and let the arms come down by your side. We're going to bring the arms a little more into the movement by bowing forward, taking the arm that's closest or away from the camera, from your computer, and reach that arm up. And then bring it down. And then let's switch arms. You're still looking straight down, eyes to the floor. I'll talk you through it. You're just extending one arm up and lowering it back by your side and lifting the other arm. Just alternating right and left, or left and right. If you do feel their back's bothering you a little too much, you're going to pull up and in with the abdominals to check in that your back is nice and straight and not round. Right? One more here, each side. And you're going to continue to lift the other arm up and then straighten up one more time and let the arms come down by your side. Roll your shoulders up, back, and around. Take the arms forward and backward. Just swinging the arms back and forth. Now we're opening up your chest. Open. Inhale forward, exhale, reach back. My arms or elbows are bent slightly as I go back. Opening up my chest and forward. Now, as you go forward, let your body round some. Let the knees bend a bit. So in this opposite posture where we were before, head looks, you want to look towards your belly button. And then you're going to stand back up, open up the chest. So you can come down, lower the head, and then come up. Get a little roundness in our back this time. Arms are just flowing like through water as you move back and forth. Palms back, palms face the floor as they come up, and palms stay facing the back wall when you come up. Couple more each way, letting your head just drop, loose. One more. And you're going to come up, stay up, and give yourself a little lean back, or a little standing swan here, Pilates swan. Now I'm going to have you target just the upper back. So we're going to bring your low back into a straight position. Now I want you to lift through your chest. Inhale, exhale. We'll do all these movements again, laying down for the back. And incorporating some of the Pilates principles. We're working on our centering, have a little coordination here. So lift the chest and lower. Lift the chest and lower. A precise movement, we're moving nice and fluid. These are all Pilates principles, there's 6 of them. And you're concentrating on just feeling the joints and the muscles move. One more here. And we're going to walk back towards the edge of the mat. And just let your head look down. Let your hands rest in the front of your thighs. And then slide your hands down, down, down to your knees. Hold here, relax the arms and the head. And then come down a little further. You're going to go towards your shins. And hold here. And then let the knees bend a bit so that maybe you can get to your toes or to the floor. And let your body just hang here. Take an inhale in. Exhale the hair out through your mouth. One more inhale. And exhale. You're letting your back stay rounded here. And then you're just going to ease your way up and just relax. Arms are hanging. And then take your time to roll up. Let your shoulders come back and around. Take your time staying upright. It may take maybe a couple seconds to just kind of feel like making sure you're not dizzy or anything. Coming back to the center, you're going to walk forward, and we're just going to use our feet in a way focusing in on all the muscles through the foot and toes. So I'm just walking forward and backwards, but I'm focusing in on getting a heel strike first, pressing the toes into the floor as I lean forward, and then peeling this back foot off the floor. Almost like I'm sneaking up on someone. So I'm taking, balancing a bit, going a slow walk, heels down first, peeling the back foot off, heel down first, peeling the back foot off, and heel down, peeling the back foot. Now I'm going to come up into a high stretch for that arch, push the foot down into the floor. Ball of the foot touches first, and then the rest of the foot goes down and push. You might have to go a tad bit faster because you're really having to work your balance as you go slower. A couple more times. Heel pressing. I want you to really feel for all of your foot to peel off the floor, to touch the floor, and then to peel off the floor. My foot's coming into a high releve or heel lift. Like the foot on a Barbie doll, right? Really stretched. And then from here, I'm gonna reverse, let the heel drop. Toes first, let the heel drop. And you might feel a nice stretch through your feet as you're doing this as well. All right, we're gonna go halfway and then do a few other movements before we come down on the mat. Take one step and a hold here and just rock back and forth. I'm gonna bend both knees and then push myself up. Bend and push with that back foot. Bend and push and bend and push. Feeling a stretch through the back of the leg or your Achilles as you do this. And I'll take that same leg, bring it forward. I'm just dragging my toes on the floor. Bring it forward and lower and lift the foot. Like I'm tapping. Letting the underknee bend slightly. I'm just going to bow it over a bit. And I'm going to keep the toes up and then sit my hips back so I feel a stretch through your hamstrings here. And then come up. And down, and up and down. You can give a little bend forward as you come up to place the foot flat. Great, back foot is, toes are pointed straight ahead. One more here. Okay, and take this foot. Put it to meet the other one. And from here, you're going to take this foot straight ahead. And I'm going to start with the taps, where you're just placing the foot down and down and down. And then leave the foot up and give yourself a little bow, maybe a few more taps. And then keep the toes up. Lift the body, lifting the back heel. So going down and up and down and pushing up. So just notice in your body where you feel you're moving. So to get up, what do you feel that you're doing? I'm actually pressing this foot into the floor, and you might feel your behind as you press that foot down. You should feel like you have to use this muscle to get you up. Just want you to feel, get a feel in your body of what's going on. Great. And then from here, one more. You're going to come up, take the leg that's in front, and you're going to slide it back so that it is behind you here. And we're going to go through the same movement. A lifting of this foot, this arch, feeling that stretch, and then down, and lift, and lift. You might hear some sounds, you might hear some creaking, some the air releasing from the joint is what some of the sounds are, as long as it's simply not painful or uncomfortable. It may feel good, but we're opening up the ankle and giving a stretch of the muscles in the foot. One more. Great. And now we're going to come back to the center. Now that you have those muscles moving in your feet, we're going to do a bit of balance work, a bit of standing Pilates, abdominal series plus sideline series. And we'll also do this laying down, but I'm going to start with your toes spread. I have my feet again about hip distance apart. I'm going to shift my weight onto one leg and I'm going to take the other leg forward. You can keep the foot down on the floor, touching, or you can choose to lift it up and you have to balance a bunch. So whichever position you want to choose, I'm going to take my rib cage and make sure it's not lifted up. I'm going to bring the rib cage down so you feel this connection with the abdominals. Arms are going to be by your side. I'm going to start by making big pats as if you're tapping water. I'm going to bring the leg up and you want to maintain your balance. Check that your hips don't drop, right? You want to keep your hips level and you're making these little pats, straight arms, and it's the Pilates hundreds. We're only going to do a few more breaths here and then we're going to take the leg, pull it in, take it out. You can tap the foot at the end. You pull it in and take it out. This is the single leg stretch in the abdominal series. And we can also stay nice and balanced through the hips. One more here. Great, take this leg around to the side. Let's go ahead and get some weight off the legs. You're gonna come over and then push back up to stay balanced. One more time. I'm gonna just come over, lower the heel down, and then you'll push back up, stay balanced. Make sure you don't sit your hips out to the side like there's a little kid on your hip or you're posing. You want to pull in the abdominals and just a tiny lift of the leg is all we're looking for. Tiny lift. You can either keep your hands on your hips. This way you'll know if they begin to sink, or you can bring your arms out to the side, which gives you a little more balance. One more, and make a circle one direction, circle the other direction, circle one direction, circle the other direction. One more each way. And then let the arms lower. Let the legs sink over. Keep shifting to that opposite side. And you're going to bring this leg forward for the hundreds again. So you have your upper abdominal curl, arms are reaching. Either your foot stays flat or you can lift it. And you're going to go into those pats. Like you're tapping water. Tap and tap and tap. Toes pointed if it's lifted up. Or barely having the toes just graze the floor. Good. Check in that your hips aren't sitting down. One more. And then you pull that leg up for a single leg stretch. Single leg stretch, really having to balance. Good. One more. Good. All right. Take this leg over to the side. You can get off the other leg. Push back over. One more time. Let the leg sink. We'll prepare for our sideline series or side standing Pilates series. Pull in the abdominals, legs out to the side. Either the hands are on the hips or in a letter T. And then from here, we're going to lift, 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 lift. Yes. And again, you can take your arms out if you want. Give your leg a circle one direction and then the other. One direction and tap in at the end. Shoulders relax. Make sure you're not tensing the shoulders to concentrate on your balance. One more circle one way and the other way. And then you can let the leg come over. You're just going to rock side to side. Straight knees. It's your calf that's pushing you over. So you want to press your toes into the floor, and that's what pushes you to the other side. Toes press, toes press. Feel the hips, arms can rest by your side. One more each side. And come down, feet are flat. Your knees a little bend, just a small bend. Let the shoulders go loose. And have your hands on your hips and do a little bit of hip stretching before we go down into the floor to stretch and move the knee joints. So I'm just taking my hips side to side. Small range of motion to start. Now you're going to begin to make this motion a little bigger and allowing your body to lean to one side. Letting the knee bend, and then to lean to the other side, letting the knee bend. My whole foot, my heel as well, is pressed into the floor. Both feet are staying flat into the floor, and I'm making this movement a little bit bigger each time. And push over to one side. You can turn your head in the direction that the hip is going. Your neck, a little movement there. Then I'm going to stay on one side, holding here, leaning a little more into this side, stretching out the other leg, keeping the chest up tall and taking the arm over my head. So I have this half rainbow position going down the whole side of my leg, into my hip, actually. And then press to lift yourself up. One more in that direction. Over, chest is staying straight ahead, really extending that arm over my head and sinking into this hip. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. So you're going to sink over into the hip first. Whole foot is down, leaning over, and then reaching the arm, sinking into that hip. Great, and come up. Same thing, same side. Sink it into the hip first. So going into this little hip bump, like you're doing the bump. Keeping the chest pointed straight ahead, and then reach the arm over your head. Great, and then press yourself up. Great, let the shoulders roll back and around a couple of times. And then we've completed the standing Pilates work, KhoreoPils work. You should feel your toes, your muscles coming all the way up from your feet to your spine have been utilized, but obviously in standing, because we are in this standing position or sitting upright position of the spine throughout most of our day. So we have to do some work, Pilates work, while we're upright. I hope you enjoyed that part of the KhoreoPils Pilates work.